Hello everyone and welcome back to the new frontier. We are back from Kinlaig and you can watch the whole playlist on the channel. We are back on the frontier and we brought a souvenir. Our Unimog, beautiful blue, fits well within the farm here. So nothing has changed while we're gone. Our fields are fully drilled and fertilized, except for Creekside, which is half fertilized. I think we ran out of time before the crop was too grown, so we're driving over it with the fertilizer would have damaged it. But it's all looking quite good, just as we left it. And no field work to do. But we are this morning gonna have to tend to our cows. They are out of feed, so we're gonna be mixing up 2 loads of TMR, 1 load each. Then we are gonna get our silage moving into our BGA. Get that running again, so we can get some passive income. Then we have the forestry project underway. So we did mark out a boundary of what we were gonna clear over in this area. Right down by the excavator. So we were gonna cut down this whole section of woodland. And that will be the main project of today. So we're gonna get to work here. We're gonna be jumping in the MOG and head down to the dairy farm and grab our mixing wagon. Meanwhile, Artemus is gonna jump in our fence and get a bucket so we can go ahead and load up some silage. Now we are heading back over and getting the hay and straw in. So we're each gonna do a load of TMR, and that should keep our cows fed for a while. So let's set off, and I will see you when that's done. There we go. Cows have been fed. Artemus has just yet to pull out the feeding wagon. Get that dropped off. Then we are gonna have to hitch up to our larger trailer that we recently got. We have some canola to take to sell. The best price is in December, which is right now. So we'll go ahead and hitch up. Get that taken over to the farmers market, as that is the only sell point for canola. And we will see how much we get for it. Now with a crisp stack of 35,000 in our pockets, we can turn our attention to the silage and the BGA. We need to get these conveyors set up, so they will be pulling silage into our BGA. So we'll just go ahead and get that sorted. Alright, silage is being deposited into our BGA, so we should be able to leave that to run while we head off to do some forestry. Now, like I said, we have this whole bit behind the sawmill here. Now we are going to clear. We are going to leave a bit of a windbreak around the sawmill, but a big chunk of this is going to get cut down. And we had some marking trees that we cut last time. Yeah, have some stumps to identify where we are going. So this runs all the way back to the corner of Veterans Park. And we do plan on extending it out this way, as well as add some more yard space in this area. But first we need to get this cleared. So we're gonna take some time for the rest of the episode and get as much done as we can. And we are, of course, are going to be towing the logs into our wood chipper and sawmill. And as per usual, our wood chipper here is feeding both the sawmill and our biomass burner. Now this thing isn't doing much anymore, but it is some passive income, and we are not losing out any as our chipper here deposits directly into it, as well as a sawmill. So we have double capacity. So we have double production in our sawmill here, both from the wood as well as the wood chips. Yeah, we are gonna set out. We are probably gonna do half and half, or try just about. And that should take us a long ways towards the end of the day. So we're gonna set off here, and I will see you later. There we have it. A clear line down the trees, all the way down to the field. Now, obviously, we're not done here, but we have got a nice chunk done today. As we mentioned previously, this is one of the most ambitious forestry projects we've done yet. So progress is acceptable. I'd say quite good, actually. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. And the sawmill is quite happy with the logs. It's even full. So we have yet to deposit this large tree. Yeah, 134,000 liters. And I think our wood chipper will be chugging along nicely as well. That is all for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, drop a like down below and leave a comment if you have any tips, tricks, or suggestions. If you're wondering what we were off doing between this episode and the last, check out the Kinlaig playlist on the channel. And make sure that you check out Artemus' channel as well, and that you are subscribed so I don't miss the next episode as we continue to conquer the frontier.